We walk right past them, actively looking away, confident in our privilege while still somehow deeply uncomfortable with our choice, hurrying past, averting our gaze, ignoring the ignorables. I really love how in the stories Jesus sees and notices the people everyone else is actively trying to ignore. There's this story in Mark's gospel about a blind beggar. And the beggar calls out to Jesus as he walks by. "Have mercy on me," he says. The crowd of people there to see the Jesus show that's come to town hushes the blind beggar. They rebuke him and tell him to be quiet. But Jesus notices him. He notices the easily ignorable. He sees the blind man for what he is. He sees that he is worthy of attention. He sees that he's the one everybody else is not seeing. Jesus notices him. I like to imagine Jesus walking through our lives today. Who would he notice in our modern world? Would he notice the kids sitting alone in the school lunchroom? The guy begging for money at the end of the off-ramp? The elderly person slowing down traffic? The disabled person struggling to get off the plane? The ex-con walking away disappointed from another job interview? How about the angry guy in the comments section of your social media? The mom desperately trying to wrangle her rowdy kids in the grocery store while she fishes around in her purse for food stamps? How about the dad who always brings his kid late to school? Or the grandmother waiting by her phone? Or the veteran holding his head in his hands as the nightmares replay over and over? Would he notice you? Would he notice me? I'm not sure. But I think that the story about the blind beggar is supposed to teach us to notice the people who are easily ignored by everyone else, to wonder about them, to be curious about what they need to show up for them. I think we're challenged to never ignore the ignorables. I got a friend who always, and I mean always, makes eye contact with folks and smiles at people when we're walking down a busy street together. When I asked my friend about it, they said something simple and profound. They told me most people go their whole weeks being ignored and avoided. And that's doubly true for folks living on the streets or struggling with mental illness or living with a visible disability. So I figure one little smile, my friend told me, one little smile or one little look of recognition is a pretty big deal in someone's life. It might even save their life. There's actually good science out there that links feeling ignored with lowered self-esteem. And low self-esteem is linked with suicide and self-harm. What if we were the people who notice folks more often? What if we were the people who never ignored the easily ignorable? Here's a short blessing for your week. May we notice the people in the periphery. May we notice the folks hidden by the crowds. May we always offer the simple gift of recognition, which we all have in unlimited supply to give. God, help us see the people on the margins and bring them to the center of our view. Help us make sure they know they are seen and held and loved in your gaze through our eyes. Amen. Remember, Between is about you. Take this message into your life this week and transform the world around you by creating more moments of sacred human connection in your life. My favorite church is the space between people. Now go with God's love and create the church between.